Ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on to the next bout of the evening. This is a K1 bout, fought over 2 minutes. Your first fighter, stepping into the ring and fighting out of the red corner, Marq.
Welcome to Combat Challenge Stand and Strike here at Prism in Leeds. Alex King and Rich Kenny in the commentary position for a fantastic night of striking. We have now a K1 bout between Hayden Stott and Marq Scott.
Yeah, we're fighting for the first time probably we've had this sort of fight as an amateur K1 fight. So your average K1 normally 3x3 for these sort of fights. This one will be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. It's a little shorter duration on it. It's worth noting there's a few modified rules on this one. In standard K1, you are allowed the spinning back fist. I think it's been decided in the amateur one there will be no spinning back fist for this. And also the clinch rules, while in K1 being limited 1-strike clinch, there are no knees to the head regardless of whether you've got the flexibility this time.
And his opponent, stepping into the ring and fighting out of the blue corner, Hayden Stott!
And his opponent, Hayden Stott, coming out now.
It's worth reiterating that with these amateur K1 fights, we're fighting in a reasonably small ring for these. It's about a 13 or 14 foot ring by the looks of it. It will mean that the modified clinch will be fairly instrumental in this one. Had it been a full Thai rules fight, this sort of ring would be ideal to track down the short fighter, get a good clinch and cause some damage. But with this being amateur K1, it'll be a single strike clinch, single arm, so no pulling down the head, no actual attaching the clinch really, Al. So even if you catch a kick, it's literally single strike and disengage. Sweeps won't count as knockdowns, but it'll be quite hard to keep these guys non-clinch throughout the whole, because it is a small range. So.
And it's probably worth bearing in mind as well, people are not too familiar with the modified rules of these kind of bouts, is that the reduction of the number of strikes that are allowed to be thrown is no indication of the amount of excitement that can be generated by such a fight. You'll see what we mean in a moment.
Introduction, the fighter out of the red corner, weighted at 62.9. He's at 25, stands at 5'9". He fights out of Brimley Martial Arts Academy and hails from Warrington, Marq Scott! His opponent fighting out of the blue corner, weighted at 64.9. He's at 19, stands at 5'10". He fights out of the Union and hails from Wakefield, Hayden Stott! Your referee, Mr. Grant Conway.
So Hayden and Marq in the red Venom trunks, Hayden in the Fairtex shorts. Once again, 3 2-minute rounds, amateur K1. Both guys reasonably well matched up, both 62 kilos and around about the same sort of height. Around about 5'9", 5'10". There is, as it's an amateur K1 fight, they will be wearing shin and insteps for duration of the fight and fighting in 10 or 12-inch gloves.
And we're underway. Brad Conway sets us off, they touch gloves.
Good initial flurry from Marq there.
Oh, he got clipped.
Big shot there.
Big uppercuts coming out at the centre there from Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden's a young fighter. He's only 19, so he is quite young, but he's got lovely straight punches.
I love those jabs with lightning.
Nice single knee there from Marq. Quite difficult to do on a single clinch as well. Good pace so far.
Strong leg kicks.
Good left shot there from Hayden.
Really digging into the body is Hayden with those big uppercuts.
Yeah, I don't think Marq's too concerned at the time, working his jab well, Hayden. And with the guys having no sort of reach disadvantages, it should be a fairly balanced exchange of both kicks and punches. He's working that jab well, that was Hayden. He's really sort of putting his hands down nicely. I'm a little bit concerned he's leaning forward a little bit with his shots and bring his head a little bit closer to Marq. Considering we've seen Marq actually land a knee already, that's very impressive. And a good inside kick there from Marq as well. Good balance from both fighters, Alex. It's something you like to see. They've got sort of very solid bases for footwork, landing a good 1-2 low kick there from Marq, matched overhand right from Hayden, but both put themselves in position to do reasonably powerful shots.
Very much liking the head movement from Hayden as well. He's moving, he's slipping, he's ducking, he's weaving.
He is. He's got very balanced footwork as well. I mean, both as he's an orthodox guy fighting a southpaw, there's always inherent problems, and Marq's doing the right thing as a southpaw fighter, and getting behind a stiff left hand there can cause a lot of problems for a debut fighter. But Hayden working his jab really well. Fighting against the southpaw, Hayden really needs to back his right hand because I'm pretty sure Marq will be backing his straight left.
Certainly.
Single clinch there, good knee. I'm really liking the single clinch work from Marq.
He's very disciplined.
It is really good. He's not pulling the head. He's getting a good engage and a nice, good right hand
he's
there.
landing
Backed him up
clean.
nicely.
But Hayden not phased.
Hayden's still working good head work, as you mentioned earlier on, Al. It's a very good first round for both
That was
fighters.
an exceptional first round, very technically sound. Nice to see.
Really good to see the sort of balance of strikes there. We saw from Marq there, good range of kicks, solid knee, good punches, good hooks. Hayden, solid head movement, good movement on his feet as well. Very good kicks as well from both fighters. Hayden, as a 19-year-old, that's it's an impressive debut for a 19-year-old fighter. And Marq looking really solid as well.
I think there's going to be some very happy cornermen there, giving some great advice in there, but each corner is going to be very pleased with their respective fighters' performance so
In all
far.
honesty, almost impossible to pick that first round from my point of view, Al. I thought maybe Marq might have snuck it just from that sort of quite technical one-hand clinch work he was doing, but big shots coming from Hayden and solid movement. So wouldn't like to be the judge on that one. If I was the judge, I would be praying for a knockout because I would not want to be scoring between these two guys.
Once again, we find ourselves very happy that we're not on the judges' table.
Absolutely, I'm no interest in corner fight that tight as well. Looking forward to more of the same as we enter round 2 as well now. Brad Conway just hurrying the cornermen out. So 1 round in the books, 2 to go, Al. Hoping Hayden keeps that head movement and the jab. He's got lovely straight punches, but I am, like I said, slightly concerned that he does kneel down with his punches, work the body well there.
That was a beautiful slip and rip again there.
His combination works really good. He's picking 1 or 2 shots. He's not getting carried away. He obviously has a propensity to throw 1 big shot as well, which is good. But really really playing a good patient game with his strikes. I am concerned that he's looking away or looking down when he throws. But with it being limited K1 clinch, probably not as much danger as he would if he was fighting full tie rules or oriental tie rules, where he'd probably be eating a couple of knees for that point. But there is a home for an uppercut there if Marq wants it. A good jab and a solid left uppercut from the southpaw would probably be quite a welcome shot. But Hayden coming forward, working a bit of in-fight. A lovely uppercut from Hayden there. Backed himself in the overhand right there as well.
Marq's had some success with the leg kick so far. Would it be wise to there we go, an inside leg kick lands, just as I say that.
Yep, and again, so yeah, as you've alluded to there perfectly, very worth throwing that, especially...
It's possible his corner has said, look at the movement, we need to reduce this, go for the legs that slow him down a little bit.
Absolutely. The inside leg kick, a very good option as well against an orthodox fighter when you fight in southpaw, because you get a really good inside left leg kick there, which we've seen from Marq twice. And it's turning him as well. It's turning Hayden, limiting his mobility, as you've said. Great outside leg kick there from Marq.
And to the body. That landed clean.
Good right shoulder punch there, but ain't a low kick in return. Hayden versus Marq there. Marq staying more upright, just showing a little bit more experience in the exchanges here, in that he's staying upright, working his punches really well. The single knee clinch, probably scoring very well with the judges, showing like a commitment to actually not just tie up and cause the damage, but land a good shot. Marq's kind of really stolen the march in this round, really. Hayden still demonstrated good punches, but Marq's really worked the kicks really well and worked his angles quite effectively. So probably a more clear-cut round there for Marq, but Hayden very much in this fight.
And once again, just technically, there's so much good stuff there to look at. If any of the fighters are watching this, you'll be saying the same things we will. There's some really nice hands being thrown, some really nice effective kicks at just the right point. The timing of the strikes is really nice, and it's just 2 really good young fighters really going at it.
Yeah,
but there's nothing sloppy or urgent about it. They're obviously very disciplined. They've been trained well. They're both a credit to their respective camps.
Yeah, I'd like to see Marq throw with a bit more conviction, because I think he's kind of figured out Hayden's movement a little bit. You saw that with those early inside leg kicks, which caused Hayden a bit of a problem. And when he is throwing multiple jabs, he's backing Hayden up. He came well on the leg and then came straight back up to the body early at the end of last round. He's looking strong and he's looking solid. I think what Hayden really needs to do is start really backing those combination punches, because he's got really good straight punches. He's throwing nice body shots and a good variety of strikes. But I'd just like to see a bit more urgency from Marq with regards to an intention to cause damage, because I'm just not sure how that first round went. So he may need to really just solidify it. See good shots there, a bit more power from Hayden, which is kind of what I've been hoping to see really. A little clash of heads there, but both seem okay. Good shot over the top by Hayden. Lovely leg kick. It's nice to see Hayden throw that with a bit of power now, and
There's a lot.
Marq's had it his way with leg kicks really, and Hayden's actually landed a beautiful outside leg kick to the front leg. And I think what he should really be looking at doing is cutting the angle right and putting a powerful leg kick straight onto the top of Marq's leg if he really wants to make those pay off. As we've just seen there, good bit of movement, good body kick. Well slipped there by Hayden as well. Marq chasing that a little bit, needs a shot on the swing. Nothing intentional about that. Brad just coming in to separate him and give him some room and a couple of shots over the top.
Both these guys want to finish this fight.
I think, honestly, they're going to need to, because if Hayden comes out strong in this fight, I wouldn't like to be the person who judges it.
Hayden landing clean now on Marq. Whether that's a little bit fatigue from Marq's side, I don't know, but his hands are dropping.
I'm not sure. Both guys still look like they're just very much considering their shots, but good right hand there from Hayden again. I think he's feeling a bit more comfortable with his hands now. He had a bad second round by backing off and letting Marq take the fight how he wanted it. And Hayden now pushing forward and using his hands better. He is unfortunately now picking single shots though, and I think he was having good success with multiples and then shots to the body as well. So he's got a good, like I say, good variety of strikes. Both guys noticeably tiring now.
Understandable given the pace that they've set these past 2 rounds.
They've both eaten some decent shots as well. These guys have fought good low kick there. I think Marq needs to go back to the outside leg kick he was throwing. And Hayden stiffened up his punches a bit now and is stealing this round. Good couple of punches there. As we said earlier on, when Marq comes forward with good punches, Hayden doesn't really have much of a plan other than to cover up and then and try and hit him on the break. So end of the fight. Do not want to call that.
Another absolutely stellar performance there by both young athletes. And once again, would you find it in the hands of the judges? So nerve-wracking time from both corners.
Yeah, I think both guys been fairly inexperienced and fairly young. Both have had a really good fight there, really good solid performance. Neither of them chasing a knockout or chasing the finish, which is very smart for debut, because you chase a finish, you get sloppy, you get hurt. And these guys fought a good fight there. Very good movement. Couldn't call it though, Al. Really couldn't.
Real pleasure to call that fight, Rich. Really nice.
Good. And if that's the sort of the standard we're expecting from amateur K1, then I think it's got legs as a hybrid rule set, to be honest.
Sign me right up.
Heading over now to Saif Khan for the decision. Really not sure here. I think it generally depends on that first round. I think Hayden took the third and I think Marq took the second. So that first round, let's see what they think.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 half-hour rounds to go to the judges' scorecard, we have a majority decision in favour of your winner in the blue corner, Hayden Starr. Please show your appreciation for Marq Starr.